Islamic Arabic poetry. Ibn Ishaq recorded many pre-Islamic Arabic poems in the Sirah, including a poem about Dhul-Qarnain that he claimed was composed by a pre-Islamic king of ancient Yemen named Tuba Abu Kariba Asad. Tuba is commonly cited as the first of several kings of Arabia to convert to Judaism. Conquered king thronged his court, east and west he ruled, yet he sought knowledge too from a learned sage. He was where the sun sinks from view, in the pool of mud and fetid slime, father's sister. Before him, Bilqis, queen of Saba, my father's sister, ruled them until the Hoopoe came to her. The poem's reference to a learned sage from whom Dhul-Qarnain sought knowledge from may be a reference to the story of Dhul-Qarnain and Al-Khidr. Other pre-Islamic Arab poems about Dhul-Qarnain are also reported in the Sira literature. The pre-Islamic poet Al-Asha and the contemporary of Muhammad Hassan ibn Tabi Sabit 674 AD both composed verses referring to the conquest of Gog and Magog and further east by Dhul-Qarnain. One poem by Hassan ibn Sabit reads, "Over the realm of the Dhul-Qarnain, the glorious mortal king, a realm like his was never won by mortal king. Followed he the sun to view its setting spring, when it sank into the somber ocean spring. Up the clomb to see it rise at morning from within its mansion when the east it fired. All day long the horizon led him onward. All night through he watched the stars and never tired. Then of iron and of liquid metal he prepared a rampart not to be hours past. Gog and Magog there he threw in prison, till on judgment day they shall awake at last." Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alexander the Great features prominently in early Arabic literature. There are many surviving versions of the Alexander romance in Arabic that were written after the conquest of Islam. It is also thought that pre-Islamic Arabic version of the Alexander romance may have existed. The earliest surviving Arabic narrative of the Alexander romance was composed by Umar ibn Ziyad 767 to 815 AD. In the tale, Alexander travels a great deal, builds the wall against Gog and Magog, searches for the water of life, fountain of youth, in Urdu, Abe Hayat, and encounter angels who give him a wonderstone that both weigh more than any other stone, but is also as light as dust. This wonderstone is meant to admonish Alexander for his ambitions and indicate that his lust for conquest and eternal life will not end until his death. The story of the wonder stone is not found in the Syriac Christian legend, but is found in Jewish Talmudic traditions about Alexander as well as in Persian traditions. A South Arabian Alexander Legend was written by the Yemeni traditionist Wahab ibn Munbih, and this legend was later incorporated in a book by Ibn Hisham, 833 AD, regarding the history of the Himayrite kingdom in ancient Yemen. In the Yemenite variation, Dulkarnain is identified with the ancient king of Yemen named Tuba, rather than Alexander the Great. But the Arabic story still describes the story of Alexander's war against Gog and Magog and his conquest for the water of life. The story also mentions that Dulkarnain Tuba visited a castle with glass walls and visited the Brahmins of India. The South Arabian legend was composed within the context of the division between the South Arabs and North Arabs that began with the Battle of Marj Rahit in 684 AD and consolidated over 2 centuries. The Alexander Romance also had an important influence on Arabic wisdom literature. In Secretorum, Secret of Secrets in Arabic Kitab Sir al Asrar, an encyclopedic Arabic treatise on a wide range of topics such as statecraft, ethics, physiognomy, alchemy, astrology, magic and medicine. Alexander appears as a speaker and subject of wise saying and as a correspondent with figures such as Aristotle. The origins of the treatise are uncertain. No Greek original exists, though there are claims in the Arabic treatise that it was translated from the Greek into Syriac and from Syriac into Arabic by a well known 9th century translator, Yahya ibn al-Bitri, 815 AD. It appears, however, that the treatise was actually composed originally in Arabic. In another example of Arabic wisdom literature relating to Alexander, Ibn al-Nadim 997 AD refers to a work on divination titled The Drawing of Lots by Dulkarnain and to a second work on divination by Arrows titled The Gift of Alexander, but only the titles of these works have survived. Notably, the Abbasid Caliph Muhtasim 794 AD to 842 AD had ordered the translation of the Treasures Alexandri, a work on elixirs and amulets from Greek and Latin into Arabic. The Greek work Thesaurus Alexandri was attributed to Hermes, the great messenger of the god in the Greek mythology, and similarly contained supposed letters from Aristotle addressed to Alexander. A more direct Arabic translation of the Alexander Romance called Sirat al-Iskandar was discovered in Constantinople at the Hagia Sophia and is added to the 13th century. This version includes a letter from Alexander to his mother about his travel in India and at the end of the world. It also includes features which occur exclusively in the Syriac version. Interestingly, the Arabic legend also retains certain pagan elements of the story, which are sometimes modified to suit the Islamic message. It is quite remarkable that some characteristics belonging to a pre Islamic pagan entourage have survived in the text. For example, Alexander ordered an offering of sacrificial animals at the temple of Hercules. In the Arabic literature, the name of the deity has been replaced by Allah. Another passage in the account of the palace of Shoshan or Sus gives a description of the large silver jars which were alleged to have capacity of 360 measures of wine. Alexander puts this assertion to the test, having one of the jars filled with wine and poured out for his soldiers during a banquet. This exact specification has been maintained, heedless of the Islamic ban on the use of wine. These retouched borrowings are highly significant in this text because the Arabic Alexander figure is portrayed as a propagator of Islamic monotheism. Monotheism means believe in one God, believe in Allah.